What's up, everybody? It's Kelsee Briana Jai here with a review and tutorial of the Urban Decay Afterdark palette. Now, initially I was not going to buy this palette, but it just really caught my eye and I couldn't stop thinking about it as I was wandering around those Sephora aisles. So I ended up picking it up just because look at this packaging. Like, is this not absolutely stunning? So, like I stated earlier, I picked this palette up from Sephora. I will have everywhere where you can pick this palette up listed down below. But this palette is limited edition, and it really caught my eye because it has these gorgeous jewel tone colors in there. So it has 10 different colors. A few of these colors are re-promotes and a few of them are new and exclusive to the palette. This palette retails for $49 and each eyeshadow contains 1.4 grams of product. So I'm going to go ahead and read off the description that's on Sephora's website. With late night rendezvous in mind, Urban Decay created the Afterdark palette, the perfect shadow collection for wherever the night takes you. This jewel tone palette features 10 sultry shades of eyeshadow, including 7 just released colors and 3 cult favorites that no beauty junkie should be without. From iconic Urban Decay colors like Lounge, which is a brick red with a green shift, to new shades like Paralyzed, blue with a purple shift, and off-duty deep metallic bronze, this palette has it all. So this palette does have a nice colorway of colors. When I do look at this palette, it is very fun. It is something that I would reach for when I want to do a more dramatic going out look. Perfect for the description that they said. Like, if I were going out at night and I wanted to reach for a palette where I wanted to just oomph up my look, I would grab this palette. Now, for sure, this can be somebody's everyday palette, but it doesn't have that many neutrals, so I think that's why they opted to describe this as a night palette, because it does have those deeper, smoky, or more rich colors in there. Now, these colors are absolutely stunning. I love the way that they are arranged in the palette. It's just very visually pleasing. This palette does have a mirror, as most Urban Decay palettes do. I don't think I have an Urban Decay palette that does not have a mirror, and it does come with a double-sided brush. One side is a mini detailer slash smudger brush, and then on the other side is a flat shader brush that I'm pretty much accustomed to using whenever I do my eye makeup. I didn't have much trouble applying the eyeshadows on my lid. Probably the only eyeshadow that I had to layer on and on and on was the gold one, which is Sinful. But these eyeshadows were really nice. They're very pigmented and they blend out very well, so I do like the formulation of the eyeshadows. So if you're familiar with Urban Decay eyeshadows, then these are pretty much the same. This is not an eyeshadow palette that you can really use by itself. This eyeshadow palette is full of shimmering eyeshadows, so you can make it work. However, I think that you'll get a better eyeshadow application look if you incorporate other matte eyeshadows, and this palette is lacking that. I can use this eyeshadow palette as like my accent palette, something that I want for a pop of color. This is one of the best Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes that they have released in quite some time. You know, Urban Decay has gone ham with the eyeshadow palettes these past few years, and honestly, I feel like the palette craze, the eyeshadow palette craze really started with them. Sure, other companies had eyeshadow palettes before, but when that naked eyeshadow palette drops, Urban Decay really changed the game, in my opinion. So for me, they are a brand that is synonymous with eyeshadow palettes. But with no further ado, I do want to give you guys swatches of this palette. And following the swatches, I will be doing a tutorial so you guys can see how I achieved this look, and you can see how the eyeshadows performed on my lid. So I hope that you all enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later. Our first step is to apply our base. I'm using a MAC paint pot in the color Soft Ochre, and I'm going to apply that all over my eyelid. Before I go into the dark matte palette, I am going to go ahead and take a few colors for my Visor neutral matte palette, just because the Afterdark palette doesn't have any transition shades. So I'm going to take this color here and set this all across my lid, and I'm using a Tom Ford number 11 paddle brush. Next, I'm going to mix this neutral matte color along with this warm neutral color, and I'm going to pop this into my crease. Use whatever brown eyeshadows you have to complete this step. Now let's go into the Urban Decay Afterdark palette. This palette is super pretty. I'm going to first take the color Alter, and I'm going to pop this on my very inner corner. Next, I'm going to take the color Scene, which is right next to it. Same brush, tap off a little bit of the excess, and I'm going to pop that right next to this color and blend it over. And I'm going to kind of bring it upwards and curve it over to create a little bit of a cut crease. Next, I'm going to take some of the color Sinful. Continuing on, I'm going to pat this next to the color Scene. I'm moving over with this color. And once you're done packing that color on your lid, let's move on to the next color. And I'm going to take the color Off Duty, same brush again, and I'm going to pack it right next to the color Sinful that we just applied. And I'm just going to pat this color right here. Wow, this color is pretty pigmented. And this is going to be our outer corner color. I'm going to clean up under my eyes using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan. Now that I have my concealer on and set, I'm going to do a bit of eyeliner, and I'm going to use my Tom Ford eyeliner. I actually am switching to this NYC liquid eyeliner because my Tom Ford one is dried out. Let's finish off the rest of the eyes with the eyeshadow. So now on the bottom, I'm going to take the color Supersonic. I'm just going to run that along the bottom of my lash line. And then on the very inner corner, I'm going to go back with the color Alter and rim that with the top inner corner. Okay guys, so I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. So I'll have everything that I used listed down below, and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look with the eyes and everything. Thank you all so much for watching my review and tutorial of the Urban Decay Afterdark palette. Let me know your thoughts on this palette down in the comments section. Tell me if you're going to be getting it. And I will talk to you guys later. As always, make sure you subscribe so you can see new content from me, as well as follow me on my other social media channels so you can keep up with me when I'm not on YouTube. And I will see you all in my very next video, if not sooner. Smooches! Bye!